Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks, part 2 of this. I thought this one was extra clear, and this is the one he's already cleaned up, but he did send it as a PDF and it was really clear. But here's what he needs to do. This is just a photograph. It says it's a bitmap and it's real low DPI. We're going to go ahead and leave it the normal size. I've already done it just to give me some ideas for the video. So we're going to trace the bitmap. First of all, we're going to see how big this thing is. It's 6. So we're going to set our nudge factor for, let's make it 6.5. Then I'm going to click on that. I'm going to trace bitmap, outline, trace, clip art. This is a pretty easy one. It traces pretty good because it's mainly just a few lines and the numbers, and you're going to have to evidently put the numbers in there anyway to get different numbers. So now I'm going to nudge that one out of the way. And this is our group of the 731 picture of objects. So we're going to go to object, group, and ungroup. And then I'm just going to get rid of some of this gray. And you can see the gray matter, and it did it really good. There might be some more on the edges that we could just really look at. And we're not going to be able to get a perfect copy of this, but we're going to get close. I'm just checking around. So all that's really gone. And you could delete the outside, but don't really need to. So I'm going to take the Smart Field tool now. I'm going to set it on a blue, and I'm not really worried about the number, but I'm going to go ahead and do the number just to let him know that you can leave a blank spot. And that's really already kind of vectorized, but we need to make a little bit difference here. So I'm going to left click, right click, and it's pretty smooth and it's pretty good. We need to do some other things. And what I would suggest doing would be able to, maybe the easiest thing to do. First of all, the 6 has a little bump in it right there, and you get rid of that. But he's evidently going to have to make these for different number of units. I think it's for a condo. The box itself is relatively good. I'm just going to delete some nodes in the middle. And you see we lost a little bit of a shape there. But when we do this here in just a second, we're going to grab that node, hold down the shift key, and grab, well, there's 2 nodes. Let's delete one of them first. Now grab these 2 nodes and right click your mouse and put line, and look, it made it back into a line. Now we might have to check squareness here in just a minute, but that's not really that problem. Now we're going to select these 2 and right click and turn them into a line. And you can see we've lost square, but we can fix that later, and we can do this right now. We can grab these 2 nodes and go to align nodes horizontally. At least it brought it to a square. Now it might not be the right size yet, but we can fix all that later. But what we need to do is make this line. So there's 2 trains of thought here. One thing I'm going to do is take a 2-point line and get rid of the opening. I didn't do a very good job here at the bottom. And if you ever draw a line, you can always take the shape tool. And I'm just closing that area. Get the 2-point line. Let me zoom in here, because there's several ways you could do this. This is just one of them. So we could do this right here first. We could take the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to use blue. I'm going to nudge it over. So there's the 2 parts that we need. And now what we could do is, to get the outline, take a rectangle tool, fill this in with blue. Let's nudge it over twice. I'm going to left click, right click, go up to object, break curve apart, grab the inside one, and there we have it. Now if I make these 2 lines black, and we take this and change it to like 8 points, a little bit too thick. Let's go 6. And so there's your graphic. Now all you have to do is, if you were going to use these numbers, I'm going to have to break the curve apart and move these numbers over, fill them in with black, take away that. Well, that doesn't work because we've messed with it. So we'll have to use the Smart Fill tool, set on black. Of course, evidently he's gonna have to retype these numbers anyway, but I'm just showing you what's possible. So now you have now, if you remember, we changed the size. So if this thing was supposed to be, I think it was 5.5 by 5.5, with leaving one of the ratios locked, or leaving this locked, let's go to the one closest and make it 5. And go ahead and do the other at 5 and just see what it looks like. And it didn't really change anything. Our lines are still efficient. We would want to check this. I'm going to Control G to group it. And then I'm going to turn it all yellow. Guess we can't turn it yellow, but we can nudge it over and look, it's pretty close to the original. And if it has to be perfect, there's a lot of different ways we could have, you could have moved nodes around. We have to ungroup it to do that. If you needed to change the height, let's set our nudge distance on like 0.01. Get your shape tool, and let's say it was too tall and we wanted it just a little bit shorter. All you have to do is nudge those two nodes down as many times as you want, or nudge them up to get whatever size. And you could use the parallel dimension tool on this. This would be a good example. So that's 4.96 inches tall. Let's make the numerals bigger so you can see them. So that's 4.96 inches. If we needed it to be 5, we could just nudge till it gets to 5 inches. And then if anything else needed to be done, you could do it. But now it's at least a vector object and not a PDF picture. But then, like I said, you're going to have to, if you're doing different numbers, you're going to have to find a font close to that and insert that font into that hole. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.